Today we're going to talk about how to quickly and easily create powerful data APIs for Snowflake users using Nexla. For those who are not familiar with Nexla, here's a quick high-level overview of what we do. Nexla is an all-in-one converged automated data engineering platform that helps organizations rapidly scale data initiatives that are critical for business processes with ready-to-use data products and automation. Many of our customers use Nexla and Snowflake together to streamline business processes, allowing them to achieve the business outcome they're looking for. We often hear from Snowflake customers that they struggle with sharing data in their Snowflake data cloud to partners, their own customers who are not on Snowflake, and external systems that need data. Using data APIs is an easy, scalable, and safe solution for sharing data to service those stakeholders, which always have the freshest data available when called. Especially for developers, APIs are often the best way to provide access to data. Creating APIs is useful for sharing data with your customers and partners who are not on the Snowflake data cloud. The ability to create data APIs empowers you to serve your customers and partners at scale and with minimal support effort to output in a format of their choice. Data APIs are typically used by developers and are a useful way of giving access to data securely and powerfully. Asking an API for data is referred to as a call, and the response is the most up-to-date data available to the API. This is why APIs are typically referred to as real-time data and streaming resources. Being able to work with and create data APIs is a powerful and safe way to share data with developers, customers, and partners that need them. However, there's a few challenges that we see people struggle with to easily create data APIs on the fly. First is defining and creating APIs. Data engineers usually can't create their own APIs, especially from just a SQL query, without a backend or platform engineer's help. Second is management and versioning. When data changes, new API versions have to be redeployed, which introduces complexity and downtime to the data. Third is scaling with transform requirements when the data in the API needs to change. Let's dive more into each one and take a look at how Nexla's platform provides solutions for each, making it easy to work with data APIs at production scales for data-driven organizations. Challenge 1 is defining and creating APIs. Creating and working with APIs typically requires a platform engineer to create and host, which is normally a skill set that a backend or platform engineer would have, not usually data engineers. This back and forth creates friction and slows down projects. With Nexla, we make it easy to add data from Snowflake with a few SQL queries, define specific schemas and sections of data, and then provision that data as an API in a single click. With a Snowflake source, I can easily select my data by table or input my own SQL query to create and share a data API in Nexla. After I add my data source in Nexla, I can apply transformations, filters, and validations to rearrange and slice the data however I want. Then, with the resulting dataset, all I need to do is click Show Data Feed URL, and I have a link with a unique API key that I can now share with developers to access this data. Any eligible data set in Nexla, which we call Next Sets, can have a Nexla API created for them, which can then be managed in Nexla across all of your API Next Sets. Challenge 2, API management and versioning. Usually when the data behind an API changes, the entire API must be redeployed to update that data and have some downtime or versioning control, which takes up engineer bandwidth. With Nexla, simply editing the data, either at the source or in the transformations we just looked at, will update the API in real time, allowing for seamless changes and fixes that end users will never be blocked by. Data will change and update along with the source, and always serve the most up-to-date and complete data when called by end users. With Nexla, there's no need to worry about redeploying, tracking code changes, and versioning APIs. Challenge 3, scaling with transformation requirements. There's two pieces to this challenge. First is achieving scale, and second is achieving transformations when new requirements show up. So first, let's talk about the scale. Nexla enables even non-technical users, or at least non-data engineers, to build and tweak flows as customers, partners, and stakeholders might need it. Nexla makes it easy to replicate and slightly alter different flows that need to go to, let's say, different customers or partners. If it's the same flow that you need, then non-technical users can easily, in the UI, duplicate flows and change just a few parameters or selections of data. Secondly, Nexla's transformations also make it easy for non-technical users to very clearly and quickly transform data for different schemas and little tweaks without waiting on data engineers. For example, if we need to change the schema of this data set only, then we can simply select the attributes that we need and then change the output schema on the right. This allows you to scale faster and safer and quickly because you're involving everyone in the data process rather than needing back and forth with data engineers who are already overburdened and low on bandwidth. The second piece of this challenge is scaling with transformations. That's being able to transform and apply even complex transformations in Nexla to your data API data flows. In our transform builder, we can edit and build any schema that needs to be output in the eventual API, as well as apply hundreds of out-of-the-box transformations that are available with the Nexla platform. These include most mathematical, array, string, as well as other transformations such as PII hashing and time or date transformations. In addition, right in Nexla, we can also add reusable custom transforms, where we can have a data engineer code or build a transform for us once, and then that transformation will always be available to every user in their custom transformations for any specific transformations that need to be done again and again for data available in APIs. All of these transformations in Nexla, as well as the easy-to-use point-and-click UI, make it easy to scale with transforms, meaning that when data needs to be transformed, filtered, or edited, it won't slow down your operation and cause back and forth with a data engineer or platform engineer to change the API. Rather, we provide a very visual and easy UI to build those transformations and make those changes, which will instantly change the API and result in no downtime for the consumer with exactly the data they need and they're looking for from your data API connected to Snowflake. Today we looked at how Nexla makes working with and creating data APIs simple for Snowflake users. Nexla makes on-the-fly creation of data APIs for sharing with developers automatic, offering one-click API creation for any eligible Nextset data product on the platform with any SQL query. APIs are hosted and managed by Nexla, meaning no downtime for users and fussing with versioning, redeployments, and updates when data patterns change or update. Finally, especially for non-technical users, Nexla's reusable and point-and-click transformations make it easy to edit and change the data available in the API to suit any need. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to see a tailored demo for your use case or have any other questions, please reach out at the website you see on the screen now.